Well, greetings again, everyone. It's me, Nick Michalak, and the stupendous Steve Frazier.
Thank you. Hello again.
And we're covering pretty much the 25th anniversary of American Psycho today for the new commentary track.
That's crazy. 25 years.
Long way to go, and pretty much the start of the rise of Christian Bale into his incredible career.
I'd never heard of him before this.
No, not really. So, we'll hear all about him now. So, guys, if you have your own copy of American Psycho, we're watching the 4K edition, but hit your timestamp to 0, turn your subtitles to follow along, and we'll sync up with a countdown in 3, 2, 1, play.
Yeah, I'd never heard of this guy. He was like, what was it? Was it The Last Emperor he was in? And he was in Newsies. Nothing like it was know his name from the minute he walks on the screen type of thing, but I don't think it was the last. I don't think it was Last Emperor. That's the one that won Best Picture in 1987.
There was two similar Chinese themed like that and something else. I don't know.
Fun fact: Last Emperor is the only Best Picture winner post 1970 that I've not watched.
Empire of the Sun.
Oh, there you go.
I knew there was Spielberg in here somewhere. That was the other problem.
That's right.
So they're roughly around the same time to go with similar themes, from what I know. Forgive us.
So,
but
anyway, this I was working at the movie theater at this time. This is a very Dexter opening here. The night, I want to say it was the night before it opened. I think. If it wasn't the night before it opened, it was the night that it opened. I ran it just for me, and I believe I believe my cousin Jennifer, the one that I traveled the world with, we went to Australia together. She and I watched it. I'm 99% certain that she fell asleep. Love you, Jen, if you're listening. And I'm not going to lie, when we watched it, now granted, it was, 10:30 at night. We started it.
That's usually after the theaters closed on a weekday. You test the film print.
Right. So, and testing wasn't required. It wasn't like a thing that you had to do. But it was a perk of some of us managers that were like, hey, well, let's quote-unquote test it. So, I did stay awake for the whole movie. I don't think she did. But I didn't love it. And I don't know. It just kind of was okay for me.
Okay.
And then when I watched it way later, I was like, oh, this is good.
I didn't catch it until it went DVD because I heard all the hype and everything beforehand and then waited for it to hit on the rental store and everything like that. And I dug it. Pretty much from that point onwards. And it was a really tumultuous thing getting the film to happen.
Yeah.
Because apparently, I think it was producer Edward Pressman. He purchased the rights in 92, so there's 8 years of development hell making the film. And there's a couple... They had different directors attached, but it was like... Once Leo became big, DiCaprio...
Right.
And they were like, I think he was kind of attached, and they were kind of banging around, and director Mary Harron wanted Bale, but they wanted Leo because he's a big star. He's big shit now.
Sure.
And so,
because this is 99, so this would have... I don't remember...
Right on the hot heels of Titanic, as we were just recording this on the launch of the Titanic Day.
Yeah, we were reminiscing in some Titanic history earlier. I don't remember if DiCaprio... what he did in 98, if he had a movie then. Off the top of my head, I can't think of his filmography.
Yeah. I think at the time this came out, I think he did The Beach with Dan Boyle.
And I think that came out in 2000, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
By the time this one was released, that one was also coming out.
Right. And I don't remember, because I remember Titanic, obviously. I remember The Beach. I don't remember there being a DiCaprio in between, but I could be wrong.
The Romeo and Juliet was right before Titanic.
Correct.
Like 95, 96.
Yeah.
But
which is a banger, by the way, if you're into that kind of thing.
But I mean, in between the two, after Titanic, he could take some time off, because I'm sure he hefty
That's
residuals.
Amazing.
Yeah. But it was the fact that they wanted Leo so much that they fired Mary Harron and brought in Oliver Stone. And then Stone and DiCaprio ended up having creative differences, and they left the project. They brought Mary Harron back in right when we get her credit on the screen.
Love that. Great timing. Great timing.
So it all rolled together eventually, but it was just a long road.
We did not plan that, by the way. That was great.
Just fortunate of a long title sequence.
We talked over a couple things. One, in that original dinner scene, lunch scene, was the first acknowledgement of the
psychosis.
The fact that there's debate about who is who.
Okay.
Like the Paul Allen, is that his
Paul Allen, yes.
And they're like, oh, are you Paul Allen? And no, he's over there, and they don't know which one is Paul Allen because they all kind of
really give a fuck.
They all kind of look the same.
They all look the same, and they're all very self-absorbed.
Right. This is like an incredibly sterile apartment, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
Great production design here.
Yeah.
There's an ass.
Yeah, I mean,
if you like that.
do we even have to bring up how much Bale is so much of a physically transformative actor?
Well, right. I mean, he's gone from, weighing
this about a quarter of a pound to about 500 pounds for certain roles.
Right. I mean, he is like, what was the boxing movie? He won
Fighter.
The Fighter. He won his Oscar for that.
Yeah, supporting role.
And to your point, I think he weighed like 98 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah, he was very lean on that one. Gaunt. Not machinist.
Not Leland Gaunt.
Not machinist gaunt, but wiry.
Sure. And this cornucopia of self-care products.
I mean, it's almost a joke in and of itself, the fact that it's American Psycho, and you cast a British actor to play the satire on an 80s Wall Street yuppie psychopath. There's just something that feels like it fits exactly right for the material of it. Like an outsider's perspective from American culture.
Right, it's almost...
And kind of examine it.
I never really thought of that, the fact that he's not American.
Well, he does a perfect accent. He hides it perfectly. He's
yeah,
on it.
And he does...
Never strikes you until Welsh, I think he is? I don't want to misspeak. I think it's Welsh. Any which way.
The soundtrack, by the way, any movie set in the 80s is going to have a killer soundtrack, as far as I'm concerned. And he's got his little Walkman, which, by the way, that thing was pretty expensive. I don't remember exactly what year this was set in, maybe 86, 87?
Roughly, 87, 88 type of thing.
Maybe we'll get an indication.
Well, it kind of flows through a couple different months things.
Because I know that, he talks about Phil Collins and Huey Lewis. And,
right, yeah.
So maybe we can piece together a timeline based on those releases, which is usually my area of expertise, with the exception of my terrible memory the last couple of years, as evidenced on this channel, where I make false claims about everything.
You have some off days.
I do. That's Chloë Sevigny, right? Yeah, okay. I think I got one right. That's Batman, and that's the gal that gave the blowjob in that one movie, and everybody lost their mind. Got it. I was going to say Bad Bunny. It's not Bad Bunny. That's a pop star. Brown Bunny? What the hell is that bunny movie where she sucked the guy's dick live on screen?
I have no clue.
God, I can't remember it. It's like a road trip movie, and it's her and the director, and at the end of it, the climax, no pun intended, it's a almost pornographic scene where she gives fellatio on the guy, and to completion, and it's in the movie, and you could go see it in the movie theater.
There's Robert Palmer.
I'm not a huge fan. I know he was really beloved
He had a nice spike around this time.
He did. I mean, he had
the 88 era or so.
He had 2 or 3 like bangers right in there, and
he did the Power Station thing for a time with the remnants of Duran Duran. So, a relevancy at the time, especially with the music videos and all.
The fact that he's so like absorbed,
yeah. Just
I'm listening to the Robert Palmer album, and I don't care what you're saying.
That's nice little insight in the character. I want to fit in, so he's, as we go through the film, he's clearly a sociopath. So it's like
right.
None of it really. I mean, it's way early to kind of tap on it, but just saying, there's a lot of things in the film that's like reveals the fact that he puts up a front to seem like he integrates into society and culture, but in all technicality, he's so withdrawn from it.
A stainless steel menu.
Yikes! That's how you know you're in the deep part of town, the deep pockets.
That's octopus. I don't remember. I know I've been in situations where octopus was available to me in a buffet situation or something.
That sounds about right.
I don't recall if I've ever actually tried it. I'm leaning towards no, and I don't know why that would be, because I'll eat anything.
Just slap it on the plate.
Well, especially if it's a
sample here and there.
Especially if it's a buffet, right? Like,
what do you have to lose?
The whole point is you try everything.
You've already paid it for entry. What else?
Right.
Stuff it in a bag. We'll take it home.
Well, they don't like that at the buffet.
You get sly with it. You come prepared.
Like, his hair is great.
Oh, yeah.
The other guy, even that hair is fine. And that hair is fine.
That's Robert Smith from The Cure.
Right. Now, but the other guy with the slick back, this?
Yeah, that's Justin Theroux.
Oh, Mr. Jennifer Aniston, right? I think he was married to Aniston. I know
he's the guy who wrote Tropic Thunder.
I'm fairly certain he was with... Now, here we go again, me just spouting facts that might not be true. But I'm pretty sure that's the guy. How much money did he take out? $2,000? Just there in $100 bills?
And them ATMs in like late 80s, that's hot new stuff, man.
Well, and of course there was no limit, right? Like nowadays, I don't think you can get more than $400 at a time.
Just for security purposes.
Right.
They don't want to break in there and steal $5,000 or some shit.
Right. Those coats are certainly interesting with the big fold-over button.
The costuming on this thing, getting the era-specific
It's so good.
Cuts. Right.
It's good. I mean, you and I were only 6, 7, 8 years old at this time.
Yeah.
And I don't have a memory of the fashion, per se. I have a memory of,
like everyday fashion, yeah.
Right. Like, I know what my home decor was like because I lived in it.
Yeah.
And historically looking back, I can say that it was typical of the time.
Right.
This is so good. But I was more in tune. His acting is outstanding here.
Oh, yeah.
Outstanding.
The subtle, erratic nature of him kind of going from manic insanity to just being intense and stuff like that. Just like the comedy to kind of the scary edge of things. Like nice teetering across the balance of everything.
Right, like Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon.
A
little,
on that, yeah. You go wild and crazy and super scary at the same time.
Right. Anyway, so I do have a memory of the music of the time.
Sure, yeah.
And his ability to just blow people off is so...
Oh, yeah.
I'm so envious.
Oh, yeah.
Christ, I'll call you. Christ on his throne,
Yes.
no. Is he watching porn?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure that, yeah.
Yeah, how?
It's not Chloë Sevigny, and it's not. She's in the movie. Inside Lydia's ass.
I want to part that freaking art direction. That
Right, because that's probably not a real movie. I'm going to guess that they made that one up.
$1987. Directory of sorts.
Okay.
Yeah, so
yeah, it's like a TV guide. Is that what that? Oh no, it was
like a mini yellow white pages or whatever.
There is an entire subculture around fancy restaurants and getting a table.
Oh yeah.
Right?
The stature.
And this whole celebrity, do I get a table? Do I not get a table? Does this celebrity get in before me? Does he get a better table?
If you're Beyonce, you walk in, you get whatever table you want.
Right. And all of these like chic restaurants that just have single names like Dorsia.
Yeah.
And it's so good because that's not a real thing, right? That's not a real restaurant.
Great framing with it. With him on again behind the frosted.
Yeah.
Just these little things. Shows how he's clouded away from this situation, and she ain't too far from the clouds herself.
Right. Yeah, she's pretty out there. But the fact that Dorsey is not a real restaurant, but we the viewers know that it is the most prestigious.
It's got that flavor to it. Where how they were crafted it
because they talked about it in that opening lunch scene. It's come up.
Yeah.
That
again. Yeah. You can't get the...
No.
Well, she's all doped up right now. She
Right.
don't know what that... She could be at McDonald's. She wouldn't know shit. I love his delivery. It's so just... aloof. It's so... It's perfectly embodying someone who has, like, no grounded sense of reality. It's just like he just...
He's looking like Willem Dafoe there in that scene.
Kinda, yeah. Well,
from the profile.
Yeah, a little bit.
Young Willem Dafoe. Oh boy. Is this Paul Allen? Because
yeah, Jared Leto. Crafted a reputation from these days as being a...
Look at all this slick black hair again.
Yeah. They're all just like pumped out of factory.
He even just said, "I've got a better haircut."
Yeah. Well, he's got a better haircut than Alan does. I mean,
yeah, but in the grand scheme, in the career hair, Jared Leto is a 10
sure.
in career hair.
Right. He still looks like a douche.
Oh, here, yes. Yeah, it's perfect. I don't know if it's a wig. Did they put a rug on him for this?
I don't know.
They might have.
There we go.
Oh, the business card.
Yeah, fabulous. That's quality there.
This is such another thing, right? The culture of my dick is bigger than your dick, and my business card.
Ooh.
Now, see,
he's got texture.
He's got the texture. I don't like the texture. No. I prefer the Bateman card in that scenario. We're going to have to get a poll going here. We haven't done a poll in a hot minute. Whose card is the best card?
Oh, yeah.
Put your votes in the comments, please. Theroux here. What's he got to offer here? whip yours out. Again, a
Ooh.
texture.
It's a little more subtle texture.
I need all of them in one shot again.
Like, oh shit, now they just know they're all fucked.
All right, it's like a fold.
Just crawling back in.
It's the poker fold,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm out.
Solid white, tasteful thickness,
Oh yes.
a watermark. Paul Allen has the best card,
You just shattered.
but all of this over a business card.
Yeah, but I love the context of it all because it's all this fucking Wall Street bullshit.
The one-upsmanship,
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's all just dick measuring bullshit.
Yeah.
And like, no one gives it a crap, really.
Right,
These guys do
especially
because,
not Lewis and his bow tie and his red part.
Oh, yeah, no. He's on a different planet right now.
Right, one of these things is not like the
Right.
other. Do you want some money? System
Come on, check or
integrators.
something.
Is this a real number back there? I want to call that. You know me. It's my dream now to call a business live on tape.
857-5309.
No.
867-53.
Jenny is
Jenny.
long since retired. Although that is relevant to the time frame that we're watching.
Right,
so.
sure. Yeah, it could have been. That's
Why does
the wrong
every-
move.
Have you ever noticed how many homeless people have dogs?
I don't know.
This is maybe you
Maybe on
don't.
film, yeah.
No.
But you're talking about
In real life,
way
I've
down in the
seen.
dregs of the city.
I've seen, in particular in New Orleans, Louisiana, so many homeless people, and it's sad. And I feel like they've all got a dog. Every homeless person I've ever seen has a dog,
Well, the stray dog's got to have a stray master.
and I don't understand. Like, I guess it's companionship and whatever. But if you got to feed you, how are you feeding you and a dog?
Yeah, how?
Oh boy,
Oh, God.
God, he just stumped that dog to death. Now there's one less homeless man and one less homeless dog.
Yeah. And the thing is, as this was based on the Bret Easton Ellis novel, which apparently a lot of his novels are just way more graphic and way more just way darker than the film adaptations end up being. From what I heard, there's not a lot changed from the novel, but it's more just like kind of as the adaptation process goes, you select out pieces that work for the story and can fit inside the medium, and some things get removed or some things get kind of dialed back in terms of
Right.
intensity.
If there's like a side quest or something that isn't relevant to the whole,
Yeah.
the story arc.
Right. So from what I heard,
There's a little.
everything that
He's very tastefully nude, isn't he?
yeah, what I heard, everything in the film is essentially in the book. They're just like there's no way they could film everything that was in the book to the extent that it was
Well,
there,
sure,
or else it would
sure.
have gotten an NC-17 at the bare minimum.
Well, I'm very familiar with,
And even then, we're watching an unrated version, but that's a different story altogether.
as the resident Stephen King fan in the room, I'm very familiar with novels that are, 6, 7, 8, 900 pages.
Right.
And are only 2 or 3 hours long.
Right.
And you're like, oh, something's missing. Let's figure out what. And there are others that they've said, well, we're going to just make it to a TV show.
Yeah.
And they still have to leave stuff.
Multi-parter,
They still have to leave stuff out.
The novel.
Novel's
about 400 pages long, published in 91. So just after the decade's closed out.
It's still, the 91 is still the 80s.
Yeah, still, but at least can get a little context from like this is Reagan yuppie era stuff.
Up until October of 91, when 4 musical albums all come out within a 4-week span, that literally changed the entire music industry.
So.
Up until then, it was still the 80s.
Right. Well, at least this is like commentary on like Reagan era, yuppie,
sure.
Wall Street, all that upward mobility and stuff. So that's a nice gap to kind of reflect on that in a sort of immediacy.
Cilantro.
Fucking Texarkana. I'd like to go to this joint.
I would love this joint.
With
Are
the
you kidding
giant
me?
freaking Moses tablet of a freaking menu.
They're definitely...
Mud soup.
That is such a parody satire.
Of a gimmick restaurant, yeah.
Of how restaurants were like this.
Look at this suit, man. Jesus.
Bateman?
Pinstripe, yeah. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
It's all,
they're both a pinstripe.
Well, still,
yeah.
He's got the flare, the double-breasted, the whole deal, man.
I think I prefer the Leto.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, the Leto's more subtle.
Professional, yeah.
Yeah.
And
he's trying to stand out more as being project.
I will
He's trying
say...
to project more.
Yeah, for sure. He is very much ahead of his time here with the collar being a different color.
I was going to say the collar thing definitely seems a little further ahead into the 90s.
Like, granted, this is 99 that the movie came out, and that's about the time that this became trendy. But I don't think people were doing that in 86 unless you had a lot of money. And it was like...
Real high up.
Yeah, it was a choice. Because in this era, I was wearing a shirt and tie every day.
Yeah.
And in the era
the
of the
film was released,
not the movie. Yeah. I wasn't wearing a shirt and tie in 87. And even I was a long time coming around to the alternate color. Like, it was into the 2000s, the aughts, like middle aughts.
Certain fashion styles only fit certain people.
Right. And again with the Dexter that I'm going to reference. There it is. That was... they put out Sports. I'm going to see if I fuck this up. They put out Sports, which was their big breakthrough.
Yeah, 84, I think. 83.
Oh, here we go. He's going to tell you. Never mind. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let him tell the story. I was going to say 84. Maybe he said 83. So, I don't know if you've ever seen, Nick, an episode of Dexter, but God damn it, where he basically, has a kill room and coats the whole thing in plastic. And then murders, and then gives a life lesson. Oh, the dance.
I love the moves he has in this scene.
What a hot axe, too. That's stainless.
Oh, yeah. Just clean and polished.
Now, at the time when I watched this the first time in '99, I had no idea who Jared Leto was.
Yeah.
Now
it's barely
he's just a bit player in this movie, right?
This I love.
He's very Jim Carrey in this moment, I don't love it. The fact that he's it's so good. I love it. I didn't care for the Jim Carrey shimmy.
Okay.
But I
just find it ridiculous and hilarious to me.
The over the topness, and here we've got this, Steve Austin bloodface. And the switch from one to the other is what's brilliant to me. Like, over the top, whatever, okay, fine. Like, I'll concede the shimmy and dancing and whatever. It's the psychosis of yelling about Huey Lewis's career while dancing, while committing murder.
Yeah, the whole psychosis.
And the switch, right? And then here's his Donald Trump look. he's got going here with the overcoat and the red tie. And he's literally dragging blood, Tina Gray style around the... There's no blood there.
Well, the one thing to interject is the fact that even though...
Is that fucking Lewis?
Yeah. But the interesting thing is, even though Huey Lewis and News allowed the song to be used in the film, they accidentally included on the original pressing of the soundtrack CD without their permission. So whoever had, even though it's going to sound the exact same as any other version they released of it, any other album, soundtrack, whatever, like Greatest Hits or anything like that.
Yeah.
If you have that version of the soundtrack with his song on it, that's a very rare item. Because they pulled it right after they realized it and repressed it without the song on it because they didn't have the permission.
So, I am confused by this statement. I was under the impression that if Huey Lewis says, I am giving you my song for the movie, to me, that says, I am also giving you my song for the soundtrack.
Well,
but I guess I never...
You gotta license everything for everything. Really, I mean... there's plenty of songs that have been used, put exclusively on a soundtrack, and they've never been released anywhere else. So the artist has never put on another compilation because you created that song and license for, in this kind of a reverse situation, but sometimes you create a song with exclusively for license for a soundtrack that doesn't get pulled off to be reused anywhere else. So,
well, I get that.
And of course, if Huey's on one label and the soundtrack's on another label, you have to license it to that label to use it on the soundtrack.
All right,
which is different from licensing it for the use in the film.
Okay, all right. So, I'm glad we're talking through it. I like it.
It's all complicated legalese stuff in that regard. Yeah.
I guess I'm just kind of a simpleton when it comes to that thing, but everything you've said makes sense to me. I would just assume, Now, wasn't there an issue? I know you've got a video coming out. Wasn't there a similar issue with Prince and the Batman soundtrack where maybe not a licensing, like I don't want it, I need it pulled, but like songs were recorded for that movie.
Yeah.
But then if you go and buy the soundtrack, it might not have that on it or something. Am I misremembering that?
No, there's nothing like that.
Okay.
I don't know how many of the songs he did for the Batman soundtrack ended up on like compilation albums afterwards. I'm sure maybe a few, but they weren't regular ones. They kind of recycled into other ones, but I don't know.
Okay. Oh, and speaking of Willem Dafoe, here he is.
Talk about a guy in 2025 who just does not stop working. Last year, he put out like 3 films. He was in...
Nosferatu.
He was in Nosferatu, Kinds of Kindness, and there was another one he put out. So there was like a whole bunch of stuff. He just does... Everyone just wants to work with him now. He just like...
Right.
He's so good. The guy's been working for like 40 years at least.
Right. Obviously, I'm a Platoon guy.
Sure.
I think it's the best war movie ever made.
Okay.
It won Best Picture.
I came across the Laserdisc set, was just like the big deluxe thing with like the official packaging, everything. It's
of
like
Platoon?
Yeah.
And
the last
please,
weekend.
God, tell me you bought it.
I did not buy it.
Well, you need to go back right now.
I went to like 6 places last week, and I don't remember where the fuck I found it.
God damn it, it's so perfect. It's perfect. It's a perfect movie, and you need it. Go back and get it.
But these two got great synergy.
Isn't it funny how he's such like a clean freak?
And he's so concerned with appearances.
Right.
It's all, again...
It's superficial.
The entire character is all about surface level. Nothing he tells people about all this pop culture stuff, all this stuff about business cards. It's all just surface level. Just like it doesn't go beyond that. It's all just aesthetics. That's why I like so much of what Bale does with the delivery, because it feels like someone who's just putting on an act.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate meta thing, because he's an actor and he's acting.
Right.
And he's acting like somebody who's acting,
right.
which is not easy to do.
Yeah. But it's so much, because the character's in so much this world of just, again, superficial guys that no one notices. That he doesn't sound like a human being. He sounds like someone in front of a cardboard cutout or something like that.
Right. Robot.
Yeah. Trying to approximate what a human being is instead of actually being a human being.
Yeah, he's straight out of that movie that we both loved, Companion. You know,
yeah.
Not that he's a sex robot, but he kind of is. He kind of is.
He would hit one of those up in a hot minute.
Oh, for sure. So isn't that interesting that Patrick Bateman here could both be the sex robot from Companion, but also would want the sex robot. Yeah. And in a perfect world, he would be his own sex robot.
Yeah, I could see it.
Check out Companion if you've not watched it, by the way. Great movie. And here he's just lying. Everything is you know. And I'm trying to put myself in, the 80s.
Sure.
Obviously, there's no DNA, there's no whatever, and police work was very different then than it is today. So it's hard to look
burgeoning on the forensic end of things.
Right, it's hard to watch a scene like this through today's lens and filter out all the things that we know now that they didn't know then. Mm-hmm. Even the types of questions that you could ask or the conversations that you could have.
Yeah.
And he also threw out the name Cliff High. That's a running gag, right?
That reference don't hold up very well now.
Well...
It's got a whole different complexion now.
Yeah,
especially... I don't want to go meet that.
Especially for somebody who drugs his people, right?
Oh, my lordy.
Because he's been around... He's been around a couple people here that he's slipped a Mickey in. So, I believe it's a running gag where every time he gives a fake name, it's the name of a current TV show character.
Crunches the Chainsaw Massacre.
Right.
It's an easy encapsulation of the character.
Right. You and I would work out to, Metallica or something that is motivating and inspiring.
Olivia Newton-John, maybe, if it's 80 something.
Right. And he says, no, the thing that inspires me is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yes. What a world. I forgot he goes to this whole thing with the hookers.
Yeah. Hell of a thing.
God, I love a boxing limo.
There's no way they shot this in New York. There's no way this film didn't. They didn't put only $7 million into this film, so you figure out where they shot everything. Got to be like Toronto or something. Yeah, it went Toronto for most of it.
It doesn't feel like New York.
Yeah. Oh, so you cut couple.
There's a joke. He says
downtown Manhattan shots here and there.
He says, "Do you take a credit card?" And she made a stink face.
Card.
Now, credit cards
maybe today.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like
you got your PayPal Square.
Well, not even. You can like touch two phones together, and they can,
if you don't mind,
right,
having it on your fucking statement.
Right. You can have two phones touch, and you just pass the Venmo right through.
It's fucking Comic-Con.
Yeah, exactly. I love the white scarf.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. I mean, it was such an easy thing that when they announced him as cast as Batman, people went back to make fan trailers using footage from this film. with him in the tux and various other suits. Like, he looks like Bruce Wayne anyway.
Right.
Spice him some Michael Keaton Batman footage or Val Kilmer or something. And then you got your fan trailer for Batman Begins before you know anything about the movie.
Who? He actually said the sentence, I want you to clean your vagina. Not the Bijan.
Like she would have a clue what that is.
And yes, here we have the plausible deniability of, let me tell everyone that I'm the dead guy. So that. And he says, so did he give her a fake name? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Both of them are like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
Why is there a second lady?
She pumped up a little bit, yeah.
No, nobody cares what you do. Thank you. Apparently I don't know what a Bijan is either.
Fuck all.
But apparently she's not wearing it because I would have guessed that one is the... Yeah, he would have said.
We would have gone massacre already.
And I don't... Amazing. No smoking. The, I don't...
He's acting like he's hosting a ball gala here.
Right, and he's so psychotic.
Yeah.
The kid, though, it's so well written. Oh.
There it is.
Absolutely. No jacket required.
This is his TED Talk.
And it's funny because when I watch this, I'm like, he's speaking my language.
Oh, yeah.
I completely agree with everything he's saying here.
Yeah.
It was artsy and intelligent. Invisible Touch is
gorgeous.
It's
perfection.
Yes, it's perfection. Now, I can only imagine what his response is going to be to We Can't Dance in 1991.
Oh, that's a whole different level of thing.
That is also perfection, but it's an evolution and a progression of the band.
My sister went to a show on that tour.
Your sister went to the We Can't Dance tour?
I think so. I remember her having a concert fee for that.
That album, Side 1, Track 1, No Son of Mine, is my favorite Genesis song. Although, I do love Invisible Touch, start to finish.
Oh, yeah.
But I think both of those albums, yes, God, I understand everything you're saying, Patrick Bateman.
Check this video camera he's got, too.
He's a little bit off.
Just like...
He's so... The way that he weaves...
Like someone's really got immersed in the entire character without... Like, breaking character right in the middle of the scene. Like, what the fuck am I saying? Really have to understand the mentality, the pathology of the character to walk into a scene and deliver this dialogue all with the same cadence.
Right. Like, he's literally weaving Phil Collins' musical history with, I want you to eat her asshole.
Right. And this is right after he saw him casually sitting around watching adult pornography.
Right.
It's all this impressionable stuff that filters into him that he tries to create into some sort of reality for himself. So it's all this fabrication, all this stuff that's kind of two-dimensional to him, that he thinks if he just recreates it, it'll satiate something in him.
Right.
And of course, this song ruined the studio for so long. Like, you couldn't listen to this song. I couldn't listen to this song and not think of this scene. It's just too much. It just, oh my goodness. And Phil Collins has got enough of a sense of humor about himself. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. I get the context, the satire.
You know,
another Bret.
Right. And it's interesting because Huey Lewis and Phil Collins were two of the preeminent musical
forces of this
decade. Forces is a great word.
Constants, yeah.
And how differing their opinions would have been on the use of their music in a movie such as this, probably. You know? Where Phil says, I'll take your royalty checks. Go right ahead, you know?
Let me look up the official track listing for the...
For the soundtrack?
Yeah, might as well, just to be...
correct about it, so we're not...
Who actually put it on the thing?
The fact that he's got a coat hanger in the drawer...
Phil is not on the soundtrack album.
Okay.
David Bowie took the money.
She's like bloody.
Oh, yeah.
And these two are both so, like, I can't believe I got out of here.
Like Bowie took the money, The Cure, New Order. And there's the innocuous Hit to Be Square on the original Pulled soundtrack.
I feel like I just watched something that had Lucas in it. Josh Lucas, is that his name?
Yeah.
I think I just watched something that had him in it.
Was he in the Poseidon remake?
No, I'm saying like at home. I personally watch. I wonder if he's got to have been in something recently. And I can't think of what it is, because, you know, my memory. Here's where it becomes painfully obvious, right, that you do a lot of research for these things, and I can do it completely by the seat of my pants.
Well, the Star Wars Wikipedia's got about 20 different film titles.
Oh, God. All right, let me take a peek here. Let me look at his actual, like, filmography instead of the... All right, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna just kind of browse through here. Oh, there we go. Film. I'm just gonna browse this real quick here. Queen of the Ring, he was in.
Okay.
Yep, that's what it was. Queen of the Ring. Which is basically the story of how ladies professional wrestling got going in the 40s with Mildred Burke and the like. Fucking Lewis. He wants to kill him so bad.
Oh, yeah.
With his OJ gloves. And he just gets a... And now...
No, he's just freaked out.
He thinks...
I'm trying to kill this guy.
Lewis thinks he's trying to make a sexual advance.
Yeah. Like he's into autoerotic asphyxiation. He's got to wash.
He's washing his gloves.
The gloves. just perfection of just the entire. I don't want to keep going on psychosis, but the psychological complexity of the character, and I got returns videotapes.
I
want that to come back. That's an excuse.
Well,
walk out of a scene. It won't come back.
It will never come back.
I want someone to just start using it.
It's become a joke.
Because if you're in a conversation and said, I've got to return some videos, he's going to look at you, what the fuck?
Right.
They were too stunned to figure out what you're saying. By the time you've left, it's too late.
Right.
There you go.
But the movie has ruined it as an excuse.
Oh yeah, it's fabulous. It's perfection.
It became a pop culture thing.
At least when this film came out, there's still a few years of residuals on the VHS.
Yeah,
and the
3, 4, 5 years tops, yeah. By 2005, we were done.
Yeah.
'20th of December. Maybe that's Peter Criss's birthday. I feel like I know this for some reason. The day after Titanic Day. Titanic opened on 12/19. Chris Farley died on the 18th.
What, 97?
97, yeah. Chris Farley died.
Heard that news when I was at class one day.
The day before Titanic opened. I remember sitting that night. Obviously, it must have been a Thursday night, unless Titanic didn't open on a Friday, but I can't imagine why that would be.
Yeah.
That I was watching the news, and the box came up on the TV, and my heart sank, because you knew. And
so you didn't love the guy.
And I've just cried in my living room, 17-year-old me, because he was like, a hero.
Yeah.
And then, the big smile, there it is.
This was the interesting scene, how they filmed it. Because with Dafoe, they shot it 3 different ways and intercut different versions of it. Because there's one version where he's absolutely certain that Bateman's the guy he's looking
Guilty?
for.
Okay.
Another version where he doesn't think he is. And one where he's not quite certain. So they had him perform it 3 different ways. And in the editing room, kind of shuffled it.
Cherry picked?
Yeah, this one, I think there's another, the next scene that they're in together, I think they did do that as well, so. So it shows, like, performance is not always just the actor. It's how the filmmaker takes it into the editing room and kind of manipulates it around.
Right, because it's all smoke and mirrors.
Right.
One last thing, because I didn't get to finish my Farley story.
Sure.
Obviously, your hero, one of your comedic heroes dies in a tragic way, and then the imagery that they showed, because Chris Farley was living at the Hancock Building downtown, and here's photo of the stretcher coming out of the Hancock Building, and you're like, oh my God, this is
in the pulse.
It's under my nose, and it was just the most heartbreaking thing, and then the next day Titanic opens and my world changes at work, and life at the cinema is never the same.
Yeah.
And I feel like it being that week, there was not a Saturday Night Live. I feel like the Christmas episode would have been the one before.
Probably bowed out for the week. If they,
I don't think they were scheduled to have
would have been on a break anyway.
But I don't know. That whole weekend is just ingrained in my memory.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sorry, we were having that moment, and
and say I like the little bit of makeup they have on her. She just looks just pale enough. Probably not cutting back to her now, but
oh yeah, there she is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
she just looks a little flush.
Here's some hair.
Oh yeah. You would think if they had Leo and Stone on this thing, it would have cost way more than $7 million.
Well, yeah, I guess he would have definitely been able to charge a premium at this point.
Because even look, like 7 million in 2000, I would consider that on the edge of a low budget feature.
What a commentary this is, right? Where they think
snorting it.
You can get Alzheimer's by having sex with somebody.
Jesus Christ!
Well, nobody knew, right?
That's also the whole everything with the AIDS epidemic too. Is like if you kiss someone, you'll get it or something. You know, like no one knew anything.
So, how could... I don't understand how Bateman, the character, could find himself in this establishment.
It does seem a little below his aesthetics, yeah.
Right. Because, I mean, it's literally like a gay bar. Or a gay nightclub.
It's a fucking Freddy's Revenge.
Yeah.
No, leather. We need more leather.
Well,
leather
that was
daddies.
Cruising, Al Pacino.
It's more in L.A. than in New York, I feel. Well, you're getting Friedkin and Cruising. I think that was in New York, but
yeah, it was.
That was controversial for many reasons.
Sure. Great movie, though. I just think that there's a lot of androgyny happening in this establishment. But then this shot seems like...
The upper tiers.
Right, but I don't think those two would mix in 88 or 7.
It doesn't feel quite...
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that those two are the same place.
Yeah.
At this point in life.
Peculiar.
Like, in 2025, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
This is...
Everything melts together these days.
Right. Well, you don't know him very well. It is a crime to be that good looking, though.
Oh, hell.
I feel like there's... Oh, yeah. What a great segue, right?
Yeah, just...
God, what a great cut. That's so good.
Jeez.
Was this also the same year?
Hold
on, I'm going to look it up before I put my foot in my mouth. Absolutely, certainly was. And I don't know how I didn't make this note earlier, because this movie came out in 1999.
Well, 2000.
Oh, you're right. It came out in 2000. All right. That's why it didn't like hit for me that Chloë Sevigny, the year before in '99, starred in Boys Don't Cry, which is one of like the most moving / disturbing movies I've ever seen in the cinema, and I just love it. And it's, kind of a segue onto that, trans rights era, of the time. Here's Dorcia again. It's a true story, Boys Don't Cry, and I remember seeing it in the movie theater and being friggin' speechless. It takes a lot to have me be speechless.
I feel that.
And I was literally speechless. I also saw that with my cousin Jen. Shout out to Jen.
Oh.
It rolled credits, and neither one of us spoke until we got inside the vehicle.
Get the brick phone.
Yeah, the nice guy Eddie, almost. Chloë Sevigny on a run in late 90s, early 2000s. So she knows that something's not quite right. Right? Like, She looks great. Amazing.
Right next to your Ben and Jerry's.
Amazing.
Check that wall art. It's a little... Not that one.
Not that one. The other one.
The abstract-looking sucker.
How... This apartment is so sterile.
Yeah, apparently from what I heard in the novel, it was like full-board 80s decor type of stuff. But this works better because it fits his... everything that's going on with him. It's more subdued and classy. If it was big, loud, and boisterous, it wouldn't quite feel right.
Right.
Too loud. He's not quite that.
It seems the way, well, first of all, it's very almost sexual the way that he's caressing his instruments.
Oh yeah.
But it's there's not a hair out of place in this entire apartment, right? It's
precise.
I don't even know how you operate like this. I'm not saying that I'm messy, but I'm not this.
Right. Figure out.
Like, it doesn't even look lived in. And he's got his little toy box here.
All the duct tape you could ever need. Production designer.
The idea that it almost feels like a set, you know?
Production designer was from someone named Gideon Ponte.
Oh. Well, I assume that's a man, and I'm assuming that he
worked on Buffalo 66 Nacho Libre.
Buffalo 66 is Christina Ricci? Is that correct?
Yes.
And Nacho Libre he did?
And 2000, looks like the Ethan Hawke Hamlet flick.
I didn't see that. I've seen the other two.
Not a whole lot on his thing here, but hey, since we're talking about him. Art director from Andrew M. Stern, who worked on Chicago.
Okay, Best Picture, 2002.
Yeah.
What's he got, a chainsaw?
Yes.
Oh,
not yet. That's
gun,
later.
Nail gun.
That's for the next hooker scene. But this is just
the technology has come a long way in nail guns, has it not?
Oh yeah, just like no way it looks that way, like that shit anymore.
I mean, even by Lethal Weapon 2 nailed them both.
Oh yeah.
It was a much more...
I mean, interesting, like they would supposedly try to find something that looked like something big and bulky from that era instead of when they're actually shooting it. As you're saying, like Lethal Weapon 2, much more streamlined.
Right. And maybe
10 plus years later, shooting this thing.
Maybe that was
some vintage thing they found.
Right.
I mean, who knows what they got in these prop warehouses? That'd be a fascinating thing to walk through. Some giant prop warehouse, like 60 years of memorabilia from all types of eras and everything. That'd be insane.
How fun would it be to work in a place like that?
Hell yeah.
I like that even her jewelry is not...
A little step down.
Right. It's subpar.
Yeah.
Right?
She's trying to look upper.
It's the best that she can do.
Right. Even with the hair, it's not the big stuff everyone else is having.
No,
all the other women.
No, she's very plain Jane.
Again, yeah. Downbeat.
And the fact that she's...
And it's interesting that he's kind of taking this approach with, like, he's got the instinct.
Right.
to want to do everything he's done to everyone else, but there's something pulling him back from that edge.
It's the first time that we've seen it, the whole movie.
Right.
Which means that he might actually care about her.
Whether it's actual care about her, the fact that he's that familiar with her, that it's not like his girlfriend who's just this blanked out, zoned out Xanax
sex zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interestingly enough.
Right. And she's not some disposable hooker. She's someone that feels disconnected enough from his station in life, but has nothing to hold against her.
Right. Great shout out there to Smith and Walensky, which is an actual restaurant. I know that's a favorite of Vince McMahon. There's if I'm not mistaken, there's a Smith and Walensky in Chicago, right on the river. I don't think it's in the Trump building. I think it's maybe near Marina City.
Okay.
Which is, for those not familiar,
there is a steak place,
the Corn Cob
right. I
building.
think there's like a Riverside steak place down there.
I think it's Smith and Walensky.
Across from where we filmed that one time.
Yeah. I'm going to look it up. Because, I can't help myself.
I like the grease that you have going with Bateman here. He's a little heavy on the perspiration. And Bale's playing it with enough kind of nervous energy. And again, they're playing Dafoe with the... You can't quite read whether it does or doesn't. If he's got the beat on the guy, if he doesn't have it, which way he's playing. Dafoe's got such a great...
I was correct. Smith and Walensky under Marina City on Dearborn and the river.
Yeah. But
right under the House of Blues, basically.
Dafoe's just got these great little crackles of the character in the whole thing. The expressions back and forth, how he plays it. It's just masterful. Again, they got a great rapport. They got great chemistry working this stuff. They know what they're doing.
That face is so...
Oh, God. No other face in the world like it.
He would have been a good Joker, actually.
Oh, yeah, people said that a lot, too. Yeah, the expressiveness.
To Bale's Batman.
Yeah.
Not that he could have done the Heath Ledger job. He's more of a Nicholson Joker.
Yeah.
And, dare I say, hot take.
Sure.
I think Dafoe might have been better in the role than Nicholson.
Possibly.
Like, you take out Nicholson and put in Dafoe.
Possibly.
I almost think that's a better performance. Nicholson, to me, is Nicholson in that movie.
Sure.
And you can't really get past the fact that it's Jack.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, it's...
Still does a good job.
Oh, yeah.
Still a good job.
It's a brilliant performance.
Jack is larger than life.
And I think Willem Dafoe...
Jack surpassed everything.
Willem Dafoe would have hidden in the role. It would have hidden Dafoe and made the Joker shine more to me. I don't know, I just thought of that right now.
Yeah, Jack is just a giant in the field and everything, so it's like...
Surgery
Mr.
after
Hollywood.
last time.
Surgery as a last time. But you still got in the car.
Well, I think he was offering to give her money.
Yeah, well.
And now she can't get out of the car fast enough.
Sure. But...
That was for last time. This is for this time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to lie. If somebody's waving a lot of money at me,
a stack.
It makes you rethink.
That, especially a thick stack like it is.
I mean, that is a thick stack.
That's got to be all hundreds, man.
They look like 50s, actually.
50s, hundreds, whatnot. That's... In the late 80s, that's a whole lot of money.
is it coincidental that Christie here has the same haircut as Chloë Sevigny?
Yeah.
And that
and it's still, again, another little bit of a step down.
Well, sure.
It cuts a little less.
And maybe that plays into his relationship with Chloë Sevigny.
Yeah. Where he's kind of getting the outlet over here.
Right.
With the disposable streetwalker.
Right. And here's the Bill Cosby moment.
Oh, Jesus. Again.
Is it, though? I say it's not.
No.
And this one is actually Paul Allen's real apartment?
Yes.
Okay. How that would piss him off to hear that somebody thought Paul Allen's apartment was better than his apartment.
Right.
And this archetype here is so perfect.
Oh, yeah.
The 80s business lady, like her persona here is really just great.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you summer is a sentence that most of us don't even comprehend.
Yeah, no.
You know, fucking Ted DiBiase making his spring residence in Hyannisport, Massachusetts.
Yeah, something.
I think summer residence was Hyannisport.
I think the winter residence was Palm Springs.
That could be, yeah.
Yes.
The fact that the character changed like that is, I mean, it's a top 10 of all time. How do you know? Yes, that's correct. I actually do not. Yes. Would you like to see the scars from my previous?
Yes.
Yeah, she's not having
and then
it.
Right into the because they're all drugged up.
Well,
now.
Yeah, you get a little Mickey
little
in
sauce
it.
on you.
Oh no, my God! Now he's really talking my language, Whitney.
And again, I think with the soundtrack, they couldn't. Whitney wouldn't give permission at all, so they had to use the Muzak version of it
for even the film here.
For this moment,
okay, I can't. We've got the sound down, so
that's why I'd mentioned it. It's like it's just some elevator music version of it. They couldn't get Whitney to sign off on it at all.
Now I'm curious which one is playing, and then we can't hear it. And it's the subtitles aren't telling us. Greatest Love of All.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the one that's playing or not, but
yeah, that's
I think it is.
That's
okay.
what's playing underneath.
Okay.
It is just that instrumental, cheap version.
I think, you know, Greatest Love of All is got one of those melodies that just like goes through me.
Okay.
And no one will ever convince me, ever, that there's been a greater female vocalist than Whitney Houston. I will go to my grave, however many years from now that is, or days or whatever, I don't know, that Whitney will never be topped. It was 2 years ago, I don't think, yesterday or the day before as we record, the anniversary of the day that I visited Whitney's grave.
Okay, I think you posted something.
And I've been to a lot of celebrity graves.
Yeah.
And,
there we go.
Oh, boy, he's really fucking her up.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of celebrity graves, and I have not weeped like I did at Whitney's grave. Good Lord. She's really getting the... All right, because this is the dumping ground, right?
Yeah.
Right. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
She's Sally Hardesty.
Yeah.
Is he nude?
Yeah, aside from his sneakers.
Okay, because in the wide shot, it looked like he was wearing shorts or something, but I guess it was just blood. And this is kind of a...
Yeah.
This is kind of a Jeffrey Dahmer moment, right? Where
kind of,
because there were victims of Dahmer that literally escaped and were able to be
neighbor doors and
were able to be pulled back in. Yeah.
Very strategic in the placement of that chainsaw.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been nude in a lot of scenes in this movie, and
hey man, we got the body showing
dude,
off,
100%.
If I could look like that, maybe.
But I
wouldn't be quite so shy about it, you know.
100%. I'd be nude all day. I would leave my apartment nude. I don't care. Oh, the dropping of the chainsaw. Does nobody else in this apartment building? Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
It caught her. How that impaled her, we'll never know, but whatever. Movie magic.
Well, it feeds into a lot of stuff, like, I don't want to get to it towards the end of the film, but it's a lot of stuff like how much of it really is happening and how much of it is just his psychosis.
Imagining
that he's doing this stuff and he can't discern which is reality.
Okay. The fact that he drew it on the...
Yeah.
on the...
Right. That further feeds into it retroactively. And she's too aloof.
No, she has no idea what's going on.
Again, it's all this. Again, it's all these superficial people. There's no depth to anybody. Is why the satire works so much, because you're looking at all these people. It's like, this is what people aspired to back then. These people who just have,
I tell you,
frivolous, materialistic ambitions. It is
100% what I aspire to right now. If I could live in this movie, I would. I myself have a small variety of psychoses that how much I idolize and envy life in this era.
Yeah, just all these vapid people. And it's the fact, I mean, it's the whole cast doing a great job embodying that theme of the film, and they're all getting it. No one's working against the current of the tone of the film, and that's so much a thing about the direction overall. It's like when you can get everyone on the same page, you've done a good job of it. And
who is it you said was Oliver Stone?
He was tapped for it when Leo was involved. Yeah.
Okay. I'm a big
Stone I don't see Stone tackling the same subject matter in the same way at all.
I'm a very big Oliver Stone fan, and I know that he's polarizing.
Oh, yeah.
But one of my most prized memorabilia items in my home is I have a poster that's autographed by Oliver Stone.
There's the right there.
R.I.P. World Trade Center. So yeah, I have an Oliver Stone autograph, and it blows my mind. And I'm all for Oliver Stone.
Yeah.
However,
and he's a guy who's adept at social commentary under dramatic.
Have you seen Talk Radio? Have you seen Eric Bogosian?
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant.
I think that was based on Bogosian's
real life
own
It was a real
stage play.
And I think it's based on a real life. Loosely based.
It's a hot film.
Hot film. Talk Radio. Look it up. Oh yeah. it's just off the rails,
this is
right?
when it's all cresting over the top.
Yep. And I do not believe, I'm with you, that Oliver Stone
would have grasped this kind of tone. He would have gone on something very, very different.
There's almost a cartoony element to this.
Right.
And I'm not saying it's like Dick Tracy cartoony.
Oh, no.
But there's a gloss on it.
It's this gradual escalation of, even at points here in this sequence, he starts having reactions like, in total disbelief of what he's actually witnessing. Is like, I hear it's coming up here. Now it's an action film. It's Lethal Weapon. 2 minutes ago it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right. I think that Oliver Stone...
Look at that. It's like, the fuck? How's that real? That doesn't happen. He's having that reaction.
Which leads you to believe that maybe everything isn't real.
Right. That's the clever brilliance of it all.
Oliver Stone would have made this like talk radio.
Right.
In my opinion.
About hard, gritty, brutal type of thing. I feel it would have been less satire and more of a character examination.
Wow.
And Leo could have done that.
Well,
totally could have done that,
so
even at the time.
I think Leo got his chance in Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, yeah, thoroughly. It's a fantastic film. I saw him at the theater.
And he was just outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
Outstanding. And if my memory's correct, I know he didn't win an Oscar for that, but that was the year, I think, before The Revenant.
Right.
Where he did finally win.
I think this is the year McConaughey won it.
Okay.
McConaughey won it for Dallas Buyers Club.
In 2004, I think that was. No, not 2004. That's not right.
Wolf of Wall Street came out 2013.
Okay, then it was... okay. Yeah, I don't know where I came up with 2004.
But speaking of Dallas Buyers Club, Jared Leto also winning on that.
Winning on that one, yeah. So everyone gets their turn.
Yeah.
But
all weaves together.
If I remember correctly, DiCaprio was the favorite to win for Wolf of Wall Street and did not win.
Yeah.
And I think it was the next year that he won for The Revenant, now, which is totally deserving.
Yeah, also saw that one in the theater.
God damn it, good.
Inarritu knows how to shoot a fucking film, man. Like hell.
Yeah. Five or 10.
Some of this is actually stuff that happened in the book.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But we didn't actually see it all. Those kind of nice things.
Right.
You still kind of integrate, but you don't have to actually walk through the motions of it all.
This scene is... it's here. He's almost like, I want everybody to make sure that they know I did it.
Right. And it's all just completely broken apart for him.
Maybe 20, maybe 40.
It's all just gotten to him now. Just like he can't reconcile everything in his head.
This scene right here is the Oscar reel.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think he was nominated.
No, the film was... the film was very... I don't know what you call it controversial, but it was a lot of debate on the entire film in terms of context.
Right.
And content and everything like that.
Well, so if this came out in 2000, as we've now established...
Yeah.
This is only... within 10 years of Jeffrey Dahmer being, brand new.
Yeah.
And he was just talking about how he ate some of the brains and tried to cook them. And, there was a head in the freezer. Like, there were some Dahmer overtones here, but also some Ted Bundy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know,
all woven in together.
Right. And the fact that
and he's so good
he's
at the comedy
switching,
too.
yeah.
Just the exaggerated, exasperated comedy of it all.
Was that all one shot?
Yeah, I think so.
Because that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you could use cue cards or something in the back just for reference if you need to, but...
But, I mean, Bale's such a thorough actor.
Yeah,
like,
he seems pretty method.
You would grab it up real hard.
Well, and even if it wasn't exactly to script, as long as you...
That looks a lot different than it did before. Now it just looks like a guy in a suit and tie, just kind of...
Yeah.
Contorted oddly.
Yeah, I think that's the point. The guy and the girl pair, but...
Depending on how they frame the shot, it looked a little differently.
Right. What was I saying?
The thing is, he's still going through these motions. Even though he's looking to kind of confess himself and turn himself in, or some sort of
well, when you have a routine,
reconciliation,
you have a routine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's still going through the motions that he always goes through.
Again, psychotic.
Yeah.
Wear a mask, people. I'm a little sketchy. Oh, is this Paul Allen's place?
Paul Allen's place. And you can start telling, like, something's not right, because this was, well, it gives it away now, but it's like, just in the hallways, like, it's all, like, dark colors before.
And, yeah, here's his Heidi closet.
Yeah.
I guess when I first watched this, I guess I thought maybe this was like overnight, and obviously it's not. So,
yeah,
there's been time that's happened between that confession and this. I would think, right?
I believe it's the next day. That's why it's coming off as so bizarre to him.
See, the fact that there's an ad, like, that can't happen overnight.
Right.
You know? Oh, there was no ad. Okay.
She's...
Now, that's being framed as if she knows that he's the perpetrator. You know?
Well, I mean,
unless that's how he's
from the perspective of him disassociating from reality.
Okay.
A lot of things are played very subjectively.
The old quarter payphone.
Those would kick up in price in the next decade. They keep feeding more. I don't know how much it takes. Just keep feeding.
Yeah, you just keep right. The little bitch would interject and be like, "Please insert 35 more cents." He's so good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this completely shows why he just smashed right onto the map of everything.
And it's funny because she is, like, obviously in love with him.
Oh, yeah. Infatuated, yeah.
And
but timid about it all.
And
now you see a little bit of emotion in the eyes.
what a mess.
Yeah, it's
what
fabulous.
a mess. Digging for secrets.
That's funny.
What's funny?
Well, I saw PB, and I thought PB and J. Her name is Jean.
Oh, sure.
PB and J.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Oh.
Yeah. I wonder if that's coincidence or if that was intentional.
Hey.
Because
Some things are the funniest things are the unintentional ones.
Well, I know, but I could also see that being
Right, sure.
You know.
Someone thinking, I don't know, hungry at lunchtime. Right in the thing.
Yeah. God, that hair is bad on
Which one?
Theroux.
Theroux. Just thick with the grease. He's got the good hair. Nice coif.
Yeah, this guy in the front here does too.
Yeah, he's good.
Did we ever resolve the Lewis storyline?
No, he just disappeared after the bathroom incident. Yeah, he's spent time on that hair, man. Left.
Oh, it's picture perfect.
Oh yeah. Davis. Does he know who the hell he's talking to again? It's great.
Yeah.
Great continuity on that. Like, even he kind of looked. If you put him some product in his hair, he looked just like the other guys too.
Right, right.
They all just blend into each other. Like I said, they're just a mold from the Cyberdyne factory. Just pour them out. It's great.
So, and this guy's a lawyer?
Yeah.
And he doesn't know his own client? Like, I don't know. I guess that's just another layer of the onion of the social commentary.
Yeah. It's all just frivolous, blank stares at people. They don't have any care about anyone.
I don't know how much of that has actually changed in corporate society.
Yeah, well, it just made it a whole lot more apparent back in the 80s.
Well, right, yeah.
You could tie it into all the other stuff going on, the capitalism, the materialism, just like it was just so much all the time. You could boil it down very easily.
And the fact that this guy...
Yeah.
So maybe he can get away with it. Maybe not, because he wrote it all down in his PB&J journal.
Jesus Christ.
I like that decanter there on the right. That's pretty. Some very elaborate drawings.
Be writing up my resume in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would like to look at this one on the bottom left.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
a little.
Woof.
Again, the art director's having some fun on this one.
Like, I wish we weren't recording live to tape because I would pause and, like, really peruse some of these. There's old Ronnie on the TV.
Put a pin on it all. And they even have a little commentary coming up here.
Again, we're so worried about the reservations.
Yeah. Appearances. That's all that matters.
And then, it's that green... Lucas hasn't touched his beer.
Yeah, it's just sitting there.
Well, right, because your dumbass lawyer is so stupid that he doesn't even know who I am or who Paul Allen is. He had dinner with somebody.
You could also take it that way,
Yeah.
yeah. You can't recognize Bateman, and no one else can... Allen couldn't recognize who the fuck was from anyone else.
I don't think I've ever had scotch in my life.
Kind of nice addition. This is not an exit. It's almost kind of symbolic.
Yeah, look at that long cigarette.
Yeah.
That's a regular cigarette on Lucas. Yeah, Oliver Stone. I don't know.
Yeah.
It would not be as good. I mean, it would be...
It wouldn't be this.
It would be different, and it would be good.
This would be an entirely different complexion.
Yeah, this is so good.
Yeah.
Just the dead eyes.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need even to explain any of that. It's
No.
just the emptiness of the guy and the emptiness of everyone else around him is like none of it matters. No one notices any of it.
Right.
So whether it is completely a fabrication of his own psychosis or everyone just being aloof and just like, I don't know, no one pays any attention. It all fits together in any context you want to throw together.
I would have preferred if we've got some sort of like 80s pop song, famous one for this end credits, you know?
I think this is the Bowie remix one that was on the album.
Oh, well, that's fine, but
it wasn't,
like,
I didn't
for
recognize
somebody
the title
who's so
for it.
into Robert Palmer and Genesis and
Right.
Phil Collins and Huey Lewis
Something.
and Whitney Houston and all of these
Right.
things,
Something
you know, let's...
David Rocky Rockburn.
Oh, sure. What would you call him? Costume designers, yeah, beautiful. Gersha's an interesting name. There's really no reason for them not to have, you know,
Something
like,
punchy, yeah.
You know, a Madonna track or a something.
Yeah, just trying to pull something out of the thin air that would feel like a context or something in particular, instead of just being kitschy.
Right. You know, something that he
good
would...
Good music supervisor could pour through it and find what would fit and see if they could shake out the rights and everything.
Yeah. I mean, or, you know, just another track off of, you know, the Phil Collins record or...
Something, yeah. This sounds modern.
Right. Like, this felt...
It's a modern dance track or
Right.
something.
It felt current.
Yeah. Peculiar.
And maybe that's the idea. Like, okay, well, now it's real.
Right.
You know, that was then, this is now.
Yeah. Or they just wouldn't let the composer go off and do something, some medley or motif or something.
I just find it interesting that the current pop culture, or I guess pop culture songs and pop culture music talk was such an integral part of this story that they wouldn't find a way to get a jukebox soundtrack pulled together that could become a herald, like a famous soundtrack. Like there are famous jukebox soundtracks in the world. Forrest Gump comes to mind, which is like a greatest hits of the '60s kind of thing.
Yeah, that sort of stuff.
Like, why couldn't they make that happen? In particular, because they do nothing but talk about pop music throughout the entire movie.
And all that stuff's directly from the novel, too. I guess it was... I mean, like I said, we went through a couple things, like there were some artists who didn't want to be involved with the context of the film. Some people kind of like give permission for this, but not for that. So I could see if maybe they ran into a few other brick walls on the thing trying to get certain things, but enough artists said yes to it.
I saw True Faith there. You're telling me that George Michael wasn't fucking white hot in 1988 and you couldn't pull...
Father Figure.
Right, something. God damn. So, I don't know. I'm getting hot about it, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. Just...
I mean, they got Lady in Red, but...
You just kind of, like, it could have been one more extra beat on top of it. But this song doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't fit the context of the rest of the film.
Right.
Yeah, so...
You know, we've got Sussudio, and we've got Hip to Be Square, and The Greatest Love of All, performed by the London Philharmonic.
Yeah.
Yay. God, Whitney is so important. Like, Michael Jackson, the biggest pop star in the world, maybe he's not going
to
lend a voice to this, but...
Get Weird Al.
Sure.
Weird Al, man.
Sure, he was hot. It would have been interesting to have a line of dialogue and hear Patrick Bateman's take on Weird Al.
Oh, that would have been a thing.
Because Patrick Bateman seems like the type of person to have nothing to do with that kind of thing. Because he's so superficial, why would anybody else be allowed to parody?
Right.
And, like, that's an interesting dynamic to me. Well, anyway, 25 years, holy 25 shit.
25 years.
Thanks for hanging around with us, guys.
Yeah, thanks so much.
I want to know, which business card did you like?
Yes, indeed. So, guys, thanks for joining us, and we'll be back with more great stuff soon.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.